This is not news, but we're talking about what's going to happen with Jordan. Rapana. And 158 says Ricky won't let him go. He bleeds green. I think you're probably right there. In the meantime, for the Tigers, this is a big one, Brian, and maybe timing's everything for this young man. The West Tigers have offered a forward a huge deal. West Tigers have moved to keep Stefano Utukamanu away from circling clubs, offering the prop forward a 5-year, $4 million contract extension until the end of 2029. The club hopes the long-term extension deal will prevent one of the NRL's most in-demand players from hitting the open market. Utukamanu has a clause in his contract that means he'll become a free agent unless he plays 2 games in this year's State of Origin series. It can be negated if the Tigers finish in the top 8, and the option for next year is worth between $600,000 to $700,000. So 5 years to the tune of
it's $400 a year. That's
$4
not
million.
enough.
It's about
Did you say $4 million or $2 million?
$4 million for 5 years.
Okay.
That's about 8.50, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be signing that, Stefano.
Yeah,
I would be signing that.
100%.
Definitely.
100%. We're in agreement there. Or as people say, you can't say it's in agreement. It's in agreement. Brent Reid and Michael Carianis through the Daily Telegraph. Parramatta have included former Wallabies coach Michael Cheika on a short list alongside Jason Riles and Josh Hannay as they begin setting up interviews with potential candidates to take over as head coach of the Eels. Cheika, Riles and Hannay were shortlisted, along with interim coach Trent Barrett and New South Wales coach Michael Maguire. What's your power rankings there as to
Madge is
most likely?
The front runner.
But he can't. I don't think he can be the front runner. You can't. He's signed to New South Wales.
Yeah,
for
but
2 years.
there would be a clause in there to say if a first grade, because at the end of the day, he wants to be an NRL coach.
I get all that, but
He wants to be, unless you're Billy Slater when you just want to cruise. But most coaches, he wants to do that. So he wouldn't have taken that job on then.
But Brian, there's a job waiting for Michael Maguire at the end of his New South Wales tenure, whether it's now, whether it's in 5 years' time. There is.
Yeah, it won't be Parramatta, and that's a blue chip. That is a blue chip club.
Yeah, but I've just seen this type of thing backfire too many times.
On who?
I think he's. I think he's already used his ticket, Brian. Like, he was at the Kiwis, secured a job there, and I love Michael Maguire. I absolutely love him. But now hasn't finished there, gone to the Blues. I don't think if I was Parramatta,
he finished there.
No, but he was.
He finished there. They won the Pacific.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, job done. Tick.
Yeah, but wasn't he still contracted there?
No.
Well, then why did the Kiwis release him then if he's not still contracted there? What was the hoo-ha about him trying to do both?
That was just the opportunity, wasn't it? He wanted to keep coaching.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep.
So he wasn't contracted there.
I don't think so. I think
play on.
Well, I could be wrong.
Yep. Well, I hope that's the case. And I just think for the state, it's a very, very big job.
I know, but put yourself in his shoes. He wants to be. He's had success. He's obviously won a premiership. That's what he wants.
Has he signed a 2-year deal with the Blues?
He's got a 2-year deal with the Blues.
Well, then that's it, isn't it?
There would be a clause in there saying if a job arises, I'd imagine that's why they're Parramatta talking to him. Put the state thing away and put your coaching hat on. If you're Madge Maguire,
Brian, I played for the Park Spacemen for a number of weeks, and then I got an offer to go and play in France. And the town of Parks have never let me live this down.
Well,
I wasn't coaching the state. He's just got to coach the state for 2 years.
But you can't.
He'll get another job. He'll get whatever the biggest job available is after that. He'll get that.
Maybe not. Maybe he's always he had desires to. Maybe he grew up just idolising Brett Kenny, and he says, "I love that Parramatta club. I wish I had to play for Parramatta."
Yeah, well,
now I get an opportunity to maybe coach.
Yeah, well, streetcar named Desire. He gets to coach. Brett Kenny played for the Blues, so he's doing that anyway.
Desiree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, what was your question? Going back to that, Cheika.
Yeah.
Madge,
What's your power rankings? Of most likely to happen?
Madge.
Yes.
Riles.
Yeah.
Maybe Barrett.
Really?
Maybe TB. Tuberculosis.
Yeah. How does he come into it after one game?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. Stranger things.
Give me strength. The world's gone mad.
Well,
1300 11170.
You asked me a power ranking.
Yeah.
I suppose he would get an interview. That's what they do. They all interview.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about this, right? What do you need at the interview? Because the problem I find is when you are presenting as a head coach to the board or whoever is the subcommittee, whatever it may be.
You want PowerPoint?
Like, it's very different to the people you're coaching. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So somebody who's very good with that group, and as I've said many times before, I know a lot of coaches have dined out for years with very poor records because they are very strong in that environment.
Yes, I agree. But I think one thing you got to be that's in your favour is if you've won a competition.
Yeah.
If you've won a premiership,
Yep.
you go to top of the list.
Yep.
Top of the class.
Yeah, that's right.
Madge has done that.
Correct. And you know what? In 12 months' time, he's still done that.
The opportunity might not be there for a powerhouse club like Parramatta. We've got all the juniors. You've got a great support staff. You've got a great training facility.
Okay.
Otherwise, he might say, a bit like Jason Riles when he knocked back the Dragons job.
Okay, could this work? And I dare say the answer is probably no. But in this world, you can trial things. Could you say Jason Riles or Josh Hannay or whoever the new coach is that's a dead set green first time? We've done a deal with Madge for 2026, but we'd love to coach you to be the coach for a year. Would somebody take that?
I don't think so. Because then that could ruin their reputation.
But they'd all take it, I reckon.
I don't reckon they would.
You don't reckon?
No, because they'd go in and a lot of times you're coaching a side that the roster wasn't picked by you. You know, that old chestnut.
So you need time to flush that out, so to speak. It's interesting.
Well, okay.
So Michael Checker.
Okay, would Parramatta fans do this then? Would Parramatta, and if you're a Parramatta fan, text through or call us up, 1300 01 1170. Would they be happy to have an interim coach, i.e. Trent Barrett, for next year?
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, if you're going to have a gap filler, Trent would be the one to go, mate,
Correct.
We're going to give you for 18 months.
He's been around the club.
It's your chance because he's probably the perfect candidate in your career. You're already here. It's your chance to give yourself – because long term, if you want Madge, I don't think you can get Madge next year. He signed for 2 years at the Blues. And I think you got to uphold that. You're coaching the state.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the rugby league gods won't like the fact if you do that and it ends poorly.
You love the rugby league's gods.
I believe in the rugby league gods. We're going to sign Madge for 2026. And in the meantime, Trent Barrett has been given all that time.
Okay. Yep.
And then Madge can work behind the scenes so he's not being disrupted in his preparation. That, to me, is win-win for Trent Barrett because he puts himself back in the shop window.
So without being the head coach, he'll still be around the club advising Baz.
Yep. It's win-win for Parramatta because you get the guy you want, but you get him under the terms of him fulfilling the contract as he should.
Yep.
And long-term, you win.
There we go. So we've just
solved it.
We've just solved it. We were spitballing. We didn't even need a whiteboard.
Yes. So Parramatta fans...
Or an overhead projector.
Parramatta fans, have we solved it? Brian, we are proposing what?
We are proposing...
Yep.
Well, we need a stopgap.
Yep.
We need an interim coach.
Yep.
We need an interim coach rather than just 1 year, 18 months.
Yep.
Trent Barrett's there.
He's there.
I don't know whether the Parramatta fans would like that.
He wants to be in the shop window. Give it to him.
Or does Jason Riles come for the next 1 year and he goes, but we really want Madge.
Riles, he won't come for a year. I think you've nailed it with T-Baz.
Okay.
We're looking in T-Baz for 18 months.
Yep.
With Madge behind the scenes.
Madge can turn up to games.
Madge can turn up to the games. He can do everything behind the scenes. He's not fronting press conferences.
Nope.
He's not coaching and doing that.
I'd have to ask this, though. What's the rules of the New South Wales Rugby League? 'Cause can you have a coach connected to a NRL club?
I don't know that. Is he still connected to the Raiders or no?
No. No, I think he left that.
He left
That's
that.
what I'm saying, moving forward.
Yeah.
If he's there.
Well, that's all right. He can still be behind the scenes.
Arm's length.
Arm's length.
I love that phrase.
Arm's length.
That's a beauty. AL. All right, we're going to have to go to a break.
We're going to the news. Let's go to the news.
We're going to the... Jesus!
Maybe the news is Trent Barrett to be the 18-month interim coach. Let's find out.
Let's see what the football gods have got for us.